9. Whoop. Yes, hello, it's me, Gunnildur, on Project Pal number 39. It's a weird one today, I'm sorry. So let's just, okay, introductions. My name is Gunnildur, I'm an Icelander, I live in Iceland. This is my Project Pal. It's a podcast mostly about yarn, knitting, crocheting, what I'm working on in that regard, about the weather and anything else that falls into my mind. And currently I need to talk about, I need to talk a little bit because, whew, how to put it? I don't know how to put it because there's Alright, so where I live. Oh, how do I start? Alright, so I am filming this in dwindling daylight because this is the first day since Wednesday last week, when it was snowing, that we have not had torrential downpour. So I needed to get outside while I could, when I did have a day off, to just enjoy being out in daylight, and it was so nice. Of course, right now it started raining again and getting windy, so yay. Since Thursday of last week, that would be the 10th of December, we have had a heat wave and torrential downpours in the eastern region of Iceland, which has now resulted in that there's a town to the north of me called Seyðisfjörður. Also, just to be clear, because I didn't exactly explain about Seyðisfjörður. If you've ever seen The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, the sequence with the no, I haven't seen it myself, but if you have, it's the sequence where they I think there's a volcanic eruption that was filmed in Seyðisfjörður. Also, the Icelandic series Ófæra. Now I have to look that one up. But that series was also filmed in Seyðisfjörður. Any photo you've seen of Iceland with the blue church, or the original rainbow road leading to a blue church, that's Seyðisfjörður. Seyðisfjörður is a very, very beautiful town, and yeah, you probably know what I'm talking about. And they had to evacuate yesterday afternoon. Friday afternoon. As usual, I'm filming this on Saturday, and this will be out on Sunday. So yay! Yesterday is now Friday, because the amount of water that has fallen down in the past, not a fortnight, has resulted in extremely waterlogged soil above the town, which has resulted in landslides hitting the town. Around 3 on the what is it called in English? Like the night leading up to Friday. Around 3 that night, there was a landslide that hit the town. Did some damage. No one hurt, so far as I've heard. Like, with this natural disaster, no one has been dangerously hurt. Like, talking about miracles. So that's the good news. The bad news is that the town of Seyðisfjörður is very badly damaged by landslides, and obviously everyone is in quite a bit of a shock. I think I'm still in shock, because I'm like, because I'm using this opportunity to win. So thank you for listening. But yeah, they had to evacuate the town yesterday. This is just so, so yeah, around 3 in the morning, let's just say that, they get hit by a nasty one. It damages some housing, and it sweeps one house off the foundation and just 40 meters into the street. Fortunately, no one home. The owner, she was in Hamburg preparing for her mother's 85th birthday. She spent 15 years renovating that house. And it's just, I don't know if they can save it, but we'll see. And then around 3 in the afternoon, they get hit by another landslide in an area that wasn't in the estimated danger zone. So it completely unexpected, just like completely out of left field. So middle of the day, so there are people around. No one got hurt. That's the most wonderful thing about it, because this is, natural disaster. No one got hurt. Badly damaged housing, like, at least, yeah, I don't, because the absolutely worst thing is that all these houses, they are old. They are over a century old. So, and people have been buying them. Most of them were in the middle of being renovated. So there's a lot of just emotional and personal tragedies on top of having to evacuate the town. Yeah, like, okay, so I want to tell you some of the stories that I've managed to, like, hear and read, because, like, in the middle of the day is when the landslide just comes up, pew, left field, and just, haha, I'ma screw your day over. So there were people in the houses. For example, in the one of the houses that was hit is the house for the search and rescue unit, the SAR building. There were people inside because they were preparing for, like, the situation as it was at the time. I think there's a river, right? I'm not quite sure where the house is, but right by where the house is, there's either a river or a spring. Well, if it was a spring, it was a river by the time yesterday. And the men are inside just doing their thing, and they notice that the water has turned this reddish brown, and they know from experience that something is up. So they evacuate the house, basically just run out and seek shelter behind another old house, which is generally not a good idea, but in this case, yes, because the house they were in got hit by a landslide. The house they sheltered behind, which is a pretty famous house, honestly. It used to be a liquor store, so it's always known as the old liquor store. And a very good house because it saved them. So they're sheltering behind this house. And just the thought of the description from the poor men, it was just, it's horrible, because they're behind this house and they just see the water just coming around the house. And then the landslide itself, with all the mud and the debris and rock and everything. And as the man said, he was absolutely convinced that this was the last, like, this is the end. But the house saved them. There were also police officers, also doing their thing. And there were two men in a car. And as the one being interviewed put it, they look up, turn the car around, they floor it, they book it. They managed to avoid the landslide. Their co-worker, the third police officer, he gets caught between two of the landslides. He's fine. Just the rackets and the devastation brought on by this natural disaster, and the fact that no one is injured is just, I'm so very thankful. Unfortunately, one of the buildings that also got caught by this by the landslide was the local gas station, so they couldn't fill the cars up. So when they came to evacuation, they followed the set procedure, the set plans that have been, they decided on plans like decades ago, and then they just, revised the plans. And fortunately, because everything went so smooth, But the description of everyone is just smooth. So everyone was told to arrive to the center. Yeah, I don't know what you call it in English, but basically the emergency center, where everyone is noted. So they make sure that they know where everyone is, like there's text messaging, everything, and they just make sure that they know where everyone is, that everyone is noted and accounted for, and then people either left on their own cars if they could, otherwise there was a caravan of buses that just came to pick everyone up, because no one's staying there right now, just no. And the plan with Seyðisfjörður, which was followed, is that they evacuated over to another town, which is called Iceland. I might start tearing up a bit more because the hotels open up. There's a family business that runs cabins. They open up. The center that there's always a center somewhere in every single town. In this case, it's the kids' school. Obviously open up, and then people open up their own homes. What works? So everyone is safe, everyone is accounted for. The people who were in the assisted living, because Seyðisfjörður has a very good assisted living facility, obviously everyone there also had to be evacuated, and they are in the hospital in my town because there's space. There's always space. So unfortunately they had to, as I said before, they had to evacuate the town of Seyðisfjörður. Everyone is safe. Like they did go, like, and people were allowed in some cases to go with someone with them to pick up medication and pets. And today there have been meetings. There have been a lot of newscasts about it. Obviously, there are meetings. But what to expect next? What to do next? This is gonna be a long haul. Obviously, with the landslide, that means that the electricity went. So the Coast Guard, the big ship with the Icelandic Coast Guard called Týr, I know he was supposed to be in Seyðisfjörður like around noonish. The purpose of Týr is that they have one of their big functions is, of course, search and rescue and emergency relief. So they have very, very powerful engines that they have used in previous like disasters and incidents. Is that the word I'm gonna use? I'm gonna use it. Where they have provided electricity to towns, whole towns. It's a very strong answer. So they were supposed to be there. No, I forgot to check marine traffic to spy on them. I did use marine traffic last night to spy on the 3 fishing vessels that left from my town. Followed, with I think it's called Harbor Patrol. So Harbor Patrol is obviously part of the relief effort. So that ship went with the fishing trawlers, and the fishing trawlers went because they have extremely strong searchlights that they used to light up the town, so the people who had to be there and work there, so they could see what they were doing, because it's December, it was absolutely piss dark. So there were 3 trawlers that went from here to help out as they could. Pretty much every chapter of the search and rescue in every town, at least in the Eastern Fjords, they went and they are ready to help and are helping. I know that well, at least I heard that the what's it called, with the police, I think it's the SWAT team. The police sent the big guns because emergency. We need help. So yeah, I needed to talk about that because this has been weighing on me. This has been also because because it's not just Seyðisfjörður. There's also Seyðisfjörður is to the north of me. There's another town called Eskifjörður to the south of me, where they also had to evacuate a part of the town because of the risk of landslides. And I know there's at least one family who came to stay with extended family here. Possibly some more. Because rain. So yeah, one town evacuated and a part of another town in a part of Iceland where nothing ever happens. Like, yeah, so I was talking about marine traffic. That's the webpage that I used to spy on the fishing ships. Just to make it clear, we are here in... Probably never told you about this before, but hey, I'm here in Neskaupstað. And Seyðisfjörður is over there with the blue dot, so that's where the yeah, natural disaster has occurred. So this here light blue dot, that's the Icelandic Coast Guard. That is Týr. So they're heading over to Seyðisfjörður. This here ship, that is the Gullver. She's been here in harbor. Her home harbor is Seyðisfjörður, so she's headed home. And right over here, this here is Eskifjörður. That's the where the other evacuation has occurred. So it's not that far away from me. So yeah, just to show you how the land lies. But this is, like I read in one of the news articles, that this is the third time that a town has been evacuated here in Iceland. The last time it happened was in 1995. That was when Súðavík, a small town in the Vesturfjord, was evacuated because they got hit by a horrible... I think I still have trauma from that, from hearing about it, and just... Yeah, they were hit by a horrible avalanche that just devastated the town, rebuilt. And before that, it was in 1975, I think, when the town of Heimaey, which is the biggest island of the... well, if you see a map of Iceland, there's a big island, like cluster, just off the south coast. Those are called the Vestmannaeyjar, or Westman Islands. The biggest island is called Heimaey. And in 1975, I think, Heimaey erupted. And Heimaey is where the town is. So the entire town had to evacuate. And I've been like trying to remember what I know about it, because obviously that's like, excuse me, that's almost a decade before I was born. But I learned about it because it's a very famous eruption. My aunt actually lives in Heimaey and has lived at the time, and as soon as they could move back, it took a year until they could move back and rebuild, and as soon as they could, they did. She had 2 toddler twins at the time, and the only thing that she could just shove into bag was, I think, a little bit of clothing for the twins and diapers, and then just into a boat and into the mainland. Fortunately, this was in the middle of the Cod Wars that we famously, the only war that Iceland has ever waged was with the British for fish, called the Cod Wars, because fish. Fortunately, there was a storm that night, a horrible storm. So the entire Icelandic fishing fleet was in the harbour of Vestmannaeyjar. The British fleet was also sheltering by the island, so they were ready, willing, and able, if needed, to come and assist, because eruption. But yeah, this is the third time that a town has been evacuated in Iceland, and I really, if you listen to me this far, thank you very much. I needed to talk about this. I needed. Thank you. I really wasn't aware of how stressed I was about this. Obviously, I'm stressed about it. These are my neighbors. These are my extended family. People that I know, I'm aware of. These are my neighbors. And yeah, I didn't know how stressed out I was about this until, well, first off, I didn't really sleep last night. I managed to fall asleep sometime after midnight, and I was very, very awake, not 5:30 in the morning. Pretty cold, and couldn't figure out why until I glanced down and I noticed that I managed to kick my covers off my feet. I never do that. So I don't know what kind of dream I was having, but apparently I was trying to run away from something. So that all being said, I'm gonna get myself something to drink. Ugh. I came prepared. It's my Pac-Man mug. Also, don't know if you can tell because the daylight has turned blue. I love this dress. It's a green knitted dress. I keep forgetting I need to change these hanks. Like, these are, like, obviously they have like cloth on them, but these have never been able to, these have never like been washing positive. They do not like being washed, so I need to do something about them. Sometime. But yeah, so on to happier things because I need distractions. So in case you haven't seen it before, I have put out a hobby yarn haul Christmas and still haven't started on the yarn, but this is my happy bag right now. Looking at it makes me very happy. Also, apparently I have influenced someone into buying Christmas yarn from Hobby. She bought the exact same yarn, which apparently, at least at the time, was still available, and that makes me so happy. Like, although, should I be happy that I'm influencing someone to spend the money on yarn? Yes. That was a silly question. Yes. Because yarn is good. And this yarn is lovely. Absolutely lovely. Get my breath back. But yes, if I manage to influence you into buying your lovely yarn, please tell me. Because that makes me ridiculously happy. And but yeah, another proud thing, because I am so close to finishing the sweater, the Saga Án Fléttu. I did manage to finish the second sleeve, and I have attached it to the body. Look! I got this much done. I've only got 4 rounds done with since I attached the sleeves. So I've got 16 rounds to go until I finish the Ólafur Slopi part. Then I switched over to the 4.5mm and the Léttlópi. So that makes me really excited. Also, the red with the green. Like, I know they're opposite colors, but these are gonna look so cute together. I also have another green dress that I really look forward to wearing this with. It's just, I think it's gonna look cute. But yeah, I'm so close to finishing. Maybe I'll finish before Christmas, but at the very least I will greet the new year in a new sweater. So in a green dress and a red sweater. Does that just sound lovely? I think it sounds lovely. Whew, excuse me. But yeah, I went outside today to enjoy the daylight, and while taking a bit of a stroll, I did think about, and I didn't manage to find the yarn, because I do have more of this red Lättlåpi. My mother bought it at some point. I think she was gonna, obviously was gonna make something out of it, but never did, and so then she gave me the yarn. So I have, how many do I have? After the sweater, I will still have 6 skeins of this lovely red. And what I was wondering is, obviously this is 100% Icelandic wool, but I do have this ice yarns lovely eyelet, and it's so soft and nice. Look at it! Look at the fluff on that! And let's see, red and fluffy, white, Christmas hat. Maybe if I manage to, you know, be smart about it. We'll see. But like, this is eyelash 100 grams. I haven't checked on the webpage though if they still have, like, I'm pretty sure they have it. At least there's something very similar. So these are 100% polyester, 100 gram skeins, and 150 meters. They are 5. The weight is 5. 6 to 7 millimeter cross knitting needle, sorry, or US size 10. There we go. Now the Lättlåpi, oh, I think this one has been used. Anyway, that is 100% Icelandic wool, and they are recommending 4 to 5 millimeter knitting needles. So, I mean, I think these would, oh yeah, these would definitely go well together. Plus, I would then have something to be matchy-matchy with this sweater. So, I mean, yeah, I'm running out of time with it, but I should be able to make a hat. Hi, interruptions! Meh. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, I'm technically like running out of time with making the Christmas hat for this year. Unless I get very, very inspired. We'll see. But at least I have the yarn, so I can make it. Yeah, I got thrown off. I was being told about how, because I have a friend who lives in Eskifjord with her family, she's not in the, like, in the danger zone, like, danger zone? But still she has family, she has kids, so, I was just being informed that she does have a safe place if things just get too much, and, you know, we want to get somewhere safe, which is good. So yeah, I'm very, very much not talking about yarn today. Oh yeah. Some days. Well, fortunately this isn't very common. This is something that happens every day, thankfully. But yeah, obviously we're gonna keep paying attention to the situation as it develops, and try and calm down with knitting. Knitting really helps. Also retail. Yes, retail. Don't know if I should show you all what I bought, but because, well, on a completely different note, my skin has been absolutely dry and miserable for the past like months, and Thursday evening I just gave up on it. So I can't remember why it's, oh, now I remember, because I was watching Pretty Pastel Please with her thrift mess, not Vlogmas, thrift mess, so her thrift mess December thingies. So she is filling up our guest bedroom, and more of her house, and she decided instead of doing like the Christmas vlog thing, she was gonna do the entire month dedicated to thrifting, which is very, very interesting. So obviously, one video a day is not enough for me. No, I need more of her and Archie. I cannot say the species name of the bird, but Archie is a lovely, lovely green parrot, who tends to sometimes make a bit of a noise, but hey, bird. And I need to see more videos with Archie in. So I started watching like, her other videos, and she's done some on Korean makeup. So that brought me into the Korean 10-step skincare routine, which, as Koreans themselves have said, it's not a concrete like law or rule. It's simply that you find what works for you and you keep it consistent. But for me personally, I have never learned anything about skincare. I have never learned anything. My Kit Kat fell on the floor. Let's ignore it. If it's not the floor, it's my chocolate. But speaking of skincare, I've never learned anything about it. Like, what do you use? In what order do you use it? When do you use it? How do you use it? So this actual 10-step routine or guideline is very, very helpful because I'm 36 years old. I don't know anything about skincare. So obviously I started looking into it, and I did have some other things that is recommended, and then I got very, very interested in other things that I didn't have. So with how yesterday was, like, before I heard about the evacuation, I did go to the like pharmacy or drugstore here, and I did pick up like a serum, eye cream. I knew eyebrow tint because this starry color is something that this is a color that we have in my store. I don't like it. It's too dark. Like currently, like I used to kind of like it. Like it was the thing that I had available. Don't quite like it. They have a lighter tint in the drugstore, so I picked that one up. What was it? Was the serum, the eye cream, the tinting color for the eyebrows. This apparently you can also use for beards, which just reading about that made me ridiculously happy. I also picked up something to a treatment for like zits and acne. I have no idea how do you pronounce it. Like, hey, so I listen. This treatment thing is work, but I kind of having fun with it. So I followed the all the steps. Like I do have it written down because I cannot remember anything. So come here to listen to talk about yarn. You get me chatting about natural disaster and Korean skincare routines. Yay, life! But first step is an oil-based cleanser to get your like makeup off. Like I don't wear makeup generally, but it seems like a very good idea after like a long day of work to use a good cleanser to clear skin, because I never do that. After the oil-based cleanser, you use a water-based cleanser. It seems like a double cleansing actually turns out to, so far, like I'm only on day 3, but it seems to work. Like my skin isn't complaining. It's a good thing. Third step is a scrub. Obviously you cannot use a scrub, like a harsh scrub every single day. You have to like listen to your skin. So I've been testing out some scrubs, and it's like, my skin is so nice. The fourth step is tonic. Now tonic is something that I never knew how to use, when to use it. What are the steps? Now I know. Use it after you've cleansed your face properly. The fifth step is essence or ampolla or whatever you call it. That's something that I didn't have, and didn't really know about, but that's apparently like a very, very hydrating thing. After that, and I like step 6 is when you do treatment, and I thought that was something that you would start with, but no. See, this is why I need something list. I need list, because I don't know in what order you do things. But treatment is like, if you have acne, if you have if you want to like work on wrinkles, or like if you have uneven skin pigmentation, or your skin has like very, very uneven texture, like anything that you want to like work with your skin about, like so soft machine. That is step 6. Step 7, sheet mask. I do have quite a few sheet masks, and that's just so nice to use. Like, it's just being very, very nice to yourself. Then you put on the eye cream, and after the eye cream you put on like the moisturizer, or like moisturizing water. And I always thought that you would put the eye cream on last. According to this list, no. So yay for learning. Last step, or 10th step, is sunscreen or sleep mask. And here's another thing that I am ridiculously excited about: sleep mask. Sleep mask sounds like a very, very nice idea. Like, just pat your face with something like it just seeps into your skin and brings it moisture, because my skin needs moisture. Yes, this is the things that I do when I get stressed. I go and think about my skin, because it just helps. Knitting and skincare and chocolate. So yeah, that's me today. Like, I don't know. I need to tack. I need to just. I need to talk. So again, if you put up with me this far, thank you so very much. I really needed to just talk about literally current affairs in my nearest community, because it's not easy. Like, I have it, because this is, I am words, they're here, need to get out. Because I know that what I'm currently really quite suffering from right now is guilt. I am feeling guilty because there are people having a hard time while I am having a good time. I know it's absolutely ridiculous to feel this way, but this is being human. It's being, because my experience isn't matching up with their experience, therefore I will feel guilty if I perceive my situation to be better. I know that it's ridiculous. It does not help them, like, in the slightest, but I know I am feeling like this ridiculous guilt. So yeah, work on that. I'm obviously gonna keep paying attention to any news about this situation as it unfolds. Really hoping that the Eskifjord also does not need to be evacuated, because it's a bit much. The rains, they are apparently aren't going to be quite let up until tomorrow. It's not until tomorrow that we are going to be saying bye-bye to rain, hopefully, because I love the rain, but this is a little bit too much. And to help me relax, I'm gonna sink myself into skincare. I am going to keep on knitting, because I really need to finish the sweater, and I really want to figure out how to do the hair. Do the hair? No. How I want to make Christmas hats. Yule hat. It's gonna be good. And if worse comes to worse, I'm just gonna unpack the tote again and just bury myself in the Christmas yarn because it is pretty and it brings me joy. And it's sitting right there, so I can just turn around and look at it if I'm feeling like. So yeah. I'm sorry this may be a little bit heavy today, but life is, it's never dull. So yeah, this is dramatic me this this week. I swear to God, I was gonna talk about. All throughout the week, I obviously think about what I want to talk about and forget 90% of it, but I keep thinking about what I want to tell you guys, in my weekly little chit chats, and never ever would I have thought that most of my time would just be, consumed by a natural disaster in my neighborhood. Like, but again, I am just so, like, this is a very, very difficult situation and something that needs attention, and the people who are hit the hardest, they need care and consideration, and they need to get what they need. That just came out very, very strange, but they need help and they need care, and they need a lot of things. Well, and they are being proud with it. But all things considered, I'm just so grateful. Things could have gone terrible. Things could have gone like horribly, horribly just disastrous, but just, everything has so far turned out much better than I would ever have dared to hope. But yeah, so this is happy me this week. Hopefully next week will be Christmas. So I will actually have a 4-day weekend. Oh, that's gonna be weird. So I will definitely be getting to you on Christmas. So yay! See you then. Hopefully some just bright happy news. Alright. Well, that's gonna be it for me today, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye! Wow.